Let's collect some data over here on the sideboard. I'm gonna turn the lights back on for a moment. Wake you guys up a little bit. Vegetable. Carrot. Let me see hands. Hang on 1 second. Let me see hands on carrot. Hands if you say, holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 carrots. I heard cauliflower. Cauliflower. Who did it? Cauliflower. Let's get a few of these up here. Cauliflower. 1. Love it. Good. Another one.
Eggplant.
Eggplant. I got my first eggplant to grow 2 summers ago here in Bend. Tasted like crap. Don't recommend growing them. Eggplant. 1.
Asparagus.
Asparagus. One of our perennials. This actually does really well in Bend. You can grow these things year after year. They're awesome. Asparagus. Who's got asparagus? 1, 2, 3. 3. The asparagus corn. Another one.
Squash.
Squash. Any particular one or just squash in general? Squash. So if for this one count, maybe squash, pumpkins, a squash. What the hell, if you thought squash. Anybody think squash? 1. That's a chunk of people. We're missing about 10 people though.
2 on squash. 2.
Oh, 2 on squash, sorry. We're still missing about 10 people.
We have a broccoli back here.
Potato, broccoli?
Yeah.
Wait, let's include one more. Broccoli, hands on broccoli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's nice. Potato? Just 1 person. Oh, it's good to be rare. I'm gonna throw broccoli in there, just because it's slightly different than the other ones we had. Broccoli. That was 7 people, I think. That's the majority of the class. So what's interesting about this is this always happens. This always happens. I remember somebody sent me an email years ago with this in it.
I already played this game.
You did? You were thinking about, what am I going to think of? Not carrot. Don't say carrot. And it was interesting. The email came through, and it was one of those things, do all these math problems, and then at the end there's a question. And I had to keep scrolling down, and it was all the 3 plus 1, 2 plus 4, or whatever it was, 3 plus 3. And there's a thing of vegetable. I got carrot. And it said 90-some% of people will say carrot. I'm like, what the hell? It read my mind. Another one came through, was red hammer. There was an email about a red hammer. I'm like, what the, how does it read my mind like that? But the thing is that other people think of other stuff. But it's, for some reason, carrot pops in there. And some people say it's because there are 6 letters in carrot. And I call BS on that because there are 6 letters in squash. So there's something about the number 6 and the word carrot that somehow, and broccoli is always like in 2nd place. Although I did goof the results on broccoli 1 year. In describing what a random sample was, I asked people, how many people like broccoli? This was like an hour before. How many of you like broccoli? And I said, well, how do you know you like? Oh, good. And how do you know you like broccoli? And then they said, well, we've had some. I'm like, oh, you've had some, so you've taken a sample. And then an hour goes by, and I go, think of a vegetable. And like 20 people in the class go, I thought of broccoli, because I had planted that seed in your mind. So I took that example out. I said, stop doing that, because that's poaching the results later. But then this started happening again. Carrot and broccoli were like neck and neck, and now we get this. What makes a Pareto diagram fun is it allows you to slide, if you don't want to slide back a little bit, thank you. It allows you to put qualitative data on the horizontal. The reason it's called Pareto is you do it in a specific way. You do it from largest to smallest. So you're going to list carrot first, followed by broccoli, followed by asparagus, followed by squash, followed by the other ones, which is cauliflower and eggplant. The idea of this is it should, if the data is a certain way, resemble something from Math 111 called an exponential curve. And it will. It'll look, not to bring back bad memories, but you scale off your axis 10, 10, 5. Carrot had 17 votes. Broccoli had 7. Asparagus had 3. Squash had 2. And these guys had 1. Does that look familiar from 111? No. It does. It's got a nice little exponential decay curve. Ish. Actually, from 105 as well. We did it in 105 with the coin flips. Keep flipping until we get heads, and then you're done. So, the reason it's called a Pareto diagram is fun. It's fun history. Vilfredo Pareto, nice Italian boy, back in the, I think it was the 1800s, made a claim that 80% of the wealth was held by 20% of the people. And what's interesting is it's only gotten worse since then. Now a higher percentage is owned by a lesser percentage. And this is supposed to be indicative of the majority of the votes come into 1 or maybe 2 categories. And it's amazing how much data in the world kind of fits this. Qualitative data, not quantitative like coin flips in 105, but qualitative stuff that you wouldn't expect to see in it. This is a superfluous example, obviously, because you think of a vegetable. But it's amazing if you look at oil consumption of countries across the planet. I encourage you to do this. Google Wikipedia, for example. Well, you guys had to do it in your last project in 105. Your Excel project. You had to plot the top 10 oil-consuming countries. Guess who's at the top? Us. We are the spike at the top of the oil. We're at the bottom, or near the middle, I guess, of the oil-producing countries. We're at the top of the consumption of countries. Interesting. Very interesting data. Anyway, we'll come back to that too. Make sense? So please go ahead. You know, every term, I think of that